You on?
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Renee again with the Voice of the Homeless. We're here today. We're downtown Atlanta, and I have just met another beautiful young man. His name is Loftus, and Loftus is also homeless. But you know, I'm realizing how common this is now. We see homeless people every day, and it used to be a time when you see maybe one or two in Spurs. But now it's like there's many, and we're not panning around right now to show you how many because everyone does not want to be interviewed. But I'm here with Loftus right now, and he has a very interesting story as to how he became homeless. And so after hearing his story, I think it is important for just the world, the nation, to understand how easy it is to be at one point in life, and then within a matter of days and seconds, your life can just change within a week of the eye. Because he did not choose to be homeless. Well, Loftus, I guess I may have to rephrase that because you made a conscious choice to do what you were doing. So, but he has learned from his mistakes. So I'm going to bring to you Loftus. Am I correct? Loftus, okay?
Well, it started with me. In my younger years, I was following the lead of a guy that raised me up from the time I was 11 years old. I was working for him in the store. I'm not going to say his name, but I looked at him as a father figure. I'm not going to say he got me hooked, but he introduced me to drugs, and I went to trying them on a daily basis. And kind of like after he got out of my life, you know, then I had to buy my drugs myself. So I went to the streets and went to stealing and went to burglary, and you know, they caused me a long line of prison. And that was in my younger years, but even now today, it still catches up with me because every time I go fill out an application and they hit my social security number up, there I am with all my, you know, bad dealings or what have you, and people don't want to be around that, and a lot of people don't realize how tough it is for a man to get out. I'm not saying it's impossible, but how tough it is to get a job, and especially if you're homeless, then you really don't have a place to bathe, you don't have a place to keep your clothes clean, you know, you don't have the resources you need to get, you know, to keep people looking up at you, you know what I mean, instead of down at you.
Loftus, may I ask you, if you had it to do all over again, what would you have done? As far as the choices that you made. Go back to that day when you met that guy and he introduced you to that substance. If you knew then what you know now, what would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have never touched it. Never touched it. It's the worst habit that I think of that a man can have. Man, woman, especially women. They really get it rough. It's
Is your mom still here?
No.
Your mom is no longer
dad.
here? Your dad? No. Do you have sisters and brothers?
Yeah. But I really don't know where they are, basically.
Okay. So
they do their own thing because, you know, I don't want to surround them with my problems.
But you love your sisters and brothers?
Oh yes.
And I'm sure, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you hoping that one day that you become united with your sisters and brothers?
Yes, especially my niece and nephew, you know. It's been like a lot of different disappointments that I've been, you know, giving to them because I had a little niece. Well, I still have her, she's grown now, but she took me to a game. You know, I was good and clean, you know, for a minute, and I went to the game with her, and she was like 11, and she was trying to show out. You know what I mean? Never made a point, you know, fumble with the ball, whatever.
Wow.
But she was trying to show out for me.
That's
you know,
right.
And that felt amazing.
I'm sure it
you know,
did.
And,
well, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because you know what? I'm hoping and praying that your family will see this interview, and that is the purpose of me being here today. Because God don't make any mistakes, and you're human, and it's okay to cry. Because after you cry and release, that's when the healing begins. So from what I can understand, from what I'm listening to, it sounds to me like you have a loving family, a family that loves you, and you're disconnected with them because you're probably disappointed in yourself. But guess what? I'm here to try to bring some help to you. And I cry too, because I pray every day, God, please allow somebody to see this interview and all the other interviews that I've done, and to open their hearts, to open their minds, to go in their pockets and say, let me help these people. Because you know what? I would like to see you with your family. I would like to do an interview. So I pray to God that your niece, your sister, your brother, someone see this interview, and hopefully